Yep, to the yep. You already know what time it is, man. It's your girl POC. Turn your radios up, spread the word, spread the message. You already know how we come in each and every Friday. We locked and loaded 98.5 WJYN, one of your hottest radio stations in the tri-state area. We got a jam-packed show for you. Yes, you. Make sure you click that link to take you directly where you need to be. Revive is alive, revive is alive, revive is alive.com. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Everything we do is a FUBU effect that's for you and about you. We want you to join in, engage, comment, all that good stuff. And today I got my good sis on the mic with me today. She's not new to the show. She's been on the show before talking about some amazing work she's doing around the city of Philadelphia and abroad. You know, she was in Atlanta at one point making some moves as well. She's still doing the good thing, right? But she's back in the city of Philadelphia and she's bringing something to our youth. She's always doing it for the city of Philadelphia, but specifically right now, we're talking about the youth. We want to make sure we have the next generation of leaders. So we're talking software, right? We're talking STEM, education, science, technology, engineering, math, and I got Veniece Newton on the line with me. Good afternoon. Welcome 98.5. How you feeling today?
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Revive and alive.
Yes,
Revive.
yeah.
I am absolutely feeling alive. I am ecstatic. I feel good. I'm happy to be here. Talk to you. It's been a little while since I've talked to you, but definitely not new to the show and
Yes.
always a fan of yours and all the amazing things that you do
Yes, thank
for
you.
the community. So I'm happy to be here.
For sure. I want you to introduce yourself. Let the people know exactly who they're listening to.
Well, my name is Veniece Newton. I am the founder of Engageathon. Engageathon is a social enterprise software that measures and rewards various type of engagement. So I've been doing a lot of things in the community for some odd years.
Yes.
On the nonprofit side, and working in community, working with youth, building and creating initiatives, empowering communities in a lot of different ways. And so over the years, I've just had some amazing experiences and worked with various people. And it sort of just led into technology. I took all of that love and passion that I have for building communities on a daily basis and hands-on ground roots.
Mm-hmm.
And it has evolved into taking all of that love and passion and just building it up into a software. So this software actually measures and rewards various types of engagement, and we provide the metrics and data for that. So our goal as a company, as Engageathon, is to get as many people involved and engaged in community as possible, and that looks like a lot of different ways, right? Uh,
It
there's
does.
there's employee engagement to get employees involved and engaged within the workplace. There is event engagement, right? There is also volunteer engagement, where we're getting as many volunteers involved and engaged within the nonprofit space. And then,
So I'm
and
sorry, I misspoke. I thought this was specifically for youth, but this is not specifically for youth. This is for engagement in general, for just
engagement
peer-to-peer.
in general.
Okay.
But the youth is my priority.
Okay.
It has always been. So student engagement is definitely a really, really important part of Engageathon, in which we will be measuring student engagement within universities, school districts, campuses, and then also community engagement. So it all sort of works hand in hand.
I love it. I love it. And I want to ask you, when it just comes down to STEM in general, getting into that field, it's not easy, especially being a Black woman. It's really dominated by white men. And I would definitely say Black men are into engineering as well, for sure. So being a woman in that space, do you have a seat at the table, or is it coming knocking on the door like y'all gonna let me in regardless?
Oh my God. So that's a great question. I remember, oh my God, years ago, I started going to this conference. It's an annual conference in CES. It's more popular now. It's a lot more people. It's definitely way more diverse now
Mhm.
than it was 15 years ago when I was going.
That DEI regulation, they had to get that
Exactly.
in, diversity and inclusion in there.
Exactly. No one knew about the CES
Mm-hmm.
computer electronic show in Las Vegas, held
Okay.
every single year on an annual basis. And it's a huge, huge, huge conference. You know, all based geared around everything technology, hardware, software, anything that you can even imagine. And I was going 15, probably even longer than that. I'm telling my age. And when I tell you, it was like out of, I don't know, 20, 30, 40,000 people, probably more than that. I was probably five,
Well, I was about to
maybe
say 1 out
10.
of 10. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone Black woman
Yeah.
there in Las Vegas in technology. It was like I was in a twilight zone. I was the only one. It was like it was no one that looked like me at all. Now, fast forward, thank God you go to the CES, it's much, 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 much more diverse. And you see so many of minorities not
Mm-hmm.
only attending, but the owners of these companies, the founders of these companies that have these elaborate, expensive booths
Yeah.
displaying their hardwares in a software. So definitely much different than it was before. So when you say getting a seat at the table, now you have to make your seat. You literally have to make your seat. You have to demand a seat. There's so many ways to make sure that you have a seat.
Yeah.
For
Is it
me,
a young world? Do you see a lot more young faces and young entrepreneurs stepping into that space, or is it
yes,
still a boomers kind of industry?
I love every second of it, every second of because as the younger community, that's all they know is technology.
Yeah.
That's all they know. Like that's their life. They were born into technology. So they know nothing different. So this is, and plus, their personality is I'm going to take whatever I want, whatever I need, whatever I desire. They're not asking no questions.
Yeah.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. They're not really asking for a seat. They're taking their seat.
Hmm. I
Which is
think honestly, that's the approach you have to have when it comes down to that industry, specifically into STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. And when people apply that A to and they put that art in it, it can get really, chaotic for someone who's not able to embrace the organized chaos, right? And I want to kind of switch gears and ask you a question about, engagement in general. And then I want to get back into this software Engageathon. But when it comes down to engagement right now, people are so focused on algorithms, right? Algorithm this, algorithm that. How can we, have engagement without people focusing on the numbers of how many people are engaging versus just being, in a peer-to-peer space, having open conversation, having dialogue with each other?
you know what? You just honestly, that's a really, really great question because when you talk about algorithm, just like you said, people, that's a term that you're using, that you hear all the time.
Because people are focusing on the numbers, not the engagement of what
They're
people are actually doing. Like we can literally just scroll and be on it for more than 0.2 seconds, not even watch the whole 60-second video. We can watch it for 5 seconds, but we'll still be a part of your algorithm, even though I did not necessarily engage with it at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how can we get people to focus more on the engagement? Or, in your opinion, this is just an open-ending question. How do you get people to focus more on the engagement versus the algorithm, which is the number?
So that's that's the purpose of what Engageathon is.
Okay, talk to me.
The reason why I came up with this whole concept was exactly because of that. Even when you talk about, let's say, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. There was this huge social influencer person, lived in another state, had a huge following, um, had an event. I was thinking it would at least be 1,000 people there because of all of the
Mm-hmm.
followers, the hype, the glitz, everything that you see, you
Yeah.
know.
The illusions.
The illusions. I went to that event. Guess how many people? I just want you to guess how many people were there.
35, 40.
That person wishes. It was about 9 or 10. 9 or 10.
And this is a ticketed event.
No,
That's free.
no.
Okay, okay.
It was free, which is it should have been even more. But so when I went to that event, honestly, I said, so the engagement wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was all about the illusion. It was all about the 300,000 followers. There was no engagement. Engagement is so important. So
Mhm.
when you talk, I mean, I don't like to toot my own horn, but when I compare it to something like that, someone like myself, I'm not a social influencer. I'm just a woman that does her thing,
Mhm.
and I'm in the community. I care about the community. I'm hands on, and I reach out to my people personally. There's one-on-one engagement.
Mhm.
So when I reach out to people and I invite them to things, you're going to see those people. So
Mhm.
when you get someone like me, only I don't know, I think I have like 2,000 followers, something like that. But my engagement is there.
Relationships as well.
Relationships.
Yeah.
So when I have an event like I did on the 17th, um, and it's special invite only. When I invite, let's say 200 people and 150 people show up, that's what you call really strong engagement. So
Yeah.
engagement has always been a really strong part and very important priority in my life because relationships has always been a very important part of my life.
I love that.
It's,
Denise, let
it's
me ask you this quick question because I want to make sure we get everything in our quick time frame, right? What would you say to those people who are focusing on the algorithms quickly? Like, what would you say to them? Like a quick message for them.
Focus on the people, engage in the people. Numbers don't mean no, literally in my mind, numbers don't mean nothing. That's what I keep in my mind. The people mean everything.
Yeah.
That one-on-one connection means everything. People want to feel that connection. They want to feel like they're being heard. They want to feel like they are a priority. They want to feel like they're important. If they feel like they're just a number, you're going to see that
Yeah.
and you're going to feel that.
I agree. I definitely agree. And you brought up the mixer, so I want to make sure we get the mixer in as well. So you had this amazing rooftop mixer in the city of Philadelphia. You brought it back to the city. You actually had Mont Brown humanitarian come through as well. So when you talk about in your conversations mixing relationships with the engagement, right? Being able to bring a face like Mont Brown to the mix when it comes down to talking about STEM and education. How was the reception as far as the rapport from the people who were there?
Oh my God, it has been absolutely phenomenal. The feedback from the people that were involved, from the sponsors to the honorees to the presenters to the guests, it has been a little overwhelming, so positive. Um, just people wanting to know what Engageathon is.
Hmm.
People also wanting to come out and celebrate in this honoring of these amazing people doing some amazing things in communities such as Mont Brown, Urban Youth Racing School,
Yeah,
Philadelphia
so big up them.
linebacker NaKobe Dean, VP of DEI at Temple University, Dr. Val Harrison, CEO of Perryman Construction, Angelo Perryman. The honorees have been, it was an amazing, spectacular evening on the rooftop of the Battery, Philadelphia. So we just went out with a bang. We came out for a purpose, with passion and love and an evening of impact, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
I love that. And you mentioned NaKobe Dean, right? Shout out to the Eagles. They just won this past weekend with the Saints. When it comes down to having people like that involved, as far as people who are leaders in different sectors, as far as entertainment and athletics, how does getting someone like him involved with this project actually help it to amplify the message you're putting across?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's always wonderful to have some established people in a lot of different industries just wanting to be a part. Just having their name just tied to it is makes it even stronger. So the goal for Engageathon is to get hopefully if the NaKobe Dean comes on board as an Engageathon ambassador. So we are at a stage now in really recruiting some Engageathon ambassadors that can really represent what we believe in, what we represent, and to have some really strong leaders stand in that place.
For sure. And right now, a lot of people are in a space where they're looking for some social impact, right? We're in a very critical time right now where people don't really know how to make decisions for themselves. So they're looking for, what people are saying, like influencers or just different leaders and motivators, and sometimes even professional entrepreneurs, to be able to mentor them through these spaces to be able to, get to some type of success. So when it comes down to the social impact initiatives that Engageathon is going to bring, can you talk a little bit about that for us?
So you hit it on the nose, and that was actually one of the other reasons how Engageathon started. Because I had so many years in the nonprofit space, I knew that different types of engagement was very, very important. And a lot of people wanted to be involved and engaged in community, but they just didn't know where to start. They didn't know where, how, what, who. And so that's how Engageathon was born. We want this Engageathon platform software to be that social space for change makers. We want it to be that space where people can go in, see socially impactful activities that they could be involved in. And the more you are engaged in these activities, the more points you get. And those points begin to accumulate and they equate to rewards. So it's incentivized, it's gamified, it's fun, it's a community. It gives people a sense of community, community leaders, community engagers. So if you're involved in any way with Engageathon, you're the goal is for you to feel like you're part of a family of social impact leaders. So that's our goal.
Awesome. And we got about 3 minutes left. So I want to get a little deeper into the actual software, right? So right now, we're living in a very techie world, and people are so used to hearing the word app this, download this, go to your Google Play Store, your Apple Store, and download this app. But you're talking about a software. Can you explain the difference between why you are calling your product a software and not an app?
So it's going to be both. It's going to be
Okay.
both. So the software is really going to be for corporations. So corporations will be able to purchase the software for their employees, so they could so that they could engage in various activities for that specific company. We'll be doing the same for universities, school districts, but we'll also have it available in the App Store. So
Okay.
right now we are meeting with companies and we're assessing their needs. So on September 17th, the event was more like a private preview. So we gave a little snippet of what to expect from Engageathon. And the goal now is to, which we've been since the event, meeting with a lot of different companies and assessing their specific needs, because every company's different, every need's different, every university's different. So we're going to hone into and sort of almost like generalize what those needs will be, and then we will add those specific features and functionality.
I
So the
love that.
plan is by January 1st, we will have that available in the App Store, but we'll have a beta test demo link for specific companies to test it before January 1st.
And is there a price point that you can estimate for us? Because when it comes down to the app, most apps are free. Are we going to be getting the app for free? How does
You
that work
will be
as far as
getting
the
it for
downloaded
free.
version? Or but
Yes.
also when it comes down to companies who are listening to as well, like an estimate price point, or how do we go onto the website, something like that? Talk to us.
Absolutely. So the app will be free for all individuals. If you're going to the App Store in January when we finally actually have it out,
Okay.
it will be
We're gonna have
free
you back on
to.
for January too. Make sure we get that exclusive.
Oh, absolutely,
Yes, sir.
absolutely. And then for companies, it's in a tiered level. So it depends on how many employees you have, it's
Okay.
going to price it. So as we assess the needs within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we will have a real solid pricing structure.
All right, I appreciate you. Engageathon, it can come to you or you can come to it. Don't matter, right? It's coming right to you, right? Veniece, we appreciate all the work that you're doing, not just for the city of Philadelphia, but for entrepreneurs in general, for businesses who want to scale and grow, not just for the monetary gain, but also for the professional development back into their employees. So I appreciate the work that you're doing. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how Engageathon can actually help people like me who are in the media space when it comes down to engaging with one another to let people know we're not in competition, we're never in competition. I'm looking
Thank
for more
you.
collaborations for sure. And all it does is take is a conversation sometimes to know that we're on the same page or we're thinking the same thoughts, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing how this rolls out. I already know it's going to be amazing. The people from Philadelphia was talking about it all last weekend. So I know that you did some big things up on that rooftop last week. Congratulations to you. Congratulations also to all the honorees that you honored that night. Veniece, what's the website, social media, all that good stuff so people can get at you?
Everything is Engageathon. Website Engageathon. Go on to Instagram. It's Engageathon, like marathon, but Engageathon. And you can send me message if you want to collaborate, if you want to become a strategic partner, if you want to beta test, if you want me to send you the demo link, any way you want to be involved, please send me a DM at Engageathon via Instagram.
I appreciate you, Veniece. Thank you for rocking out with us. 98.5 WJYM, man. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. It's your girl, POC. Ready? What's up? Stay locked.